All right. Day number 160. My accountability to myself, and I appreciate everyone's attention who watches this. I don't know what should I even mention about because I don't know. So first, today was such a wonderful day, sunny day, something rare for Belgium, right? But I think rainy season is over, so it's not gonna be something rare anymore. And it was like 17 degrees. It's actually one of the best weathers to go outside and to skateboard. It's even better than during the summer because when it's like 25 or 30 degrees outside, it's hard to skateboard. You are getting tired way faster, right? And during this amazing day, I was sitting at home for the whole day because I'm still on bulk and I cannot go to skateboard in order not to burn calories. Great, but I don't care. Probably tomorrow or during the weekend I will go and I'll skateboard. I will see because next week I have exams and I kind of need to prepare, but at the same time, bro, I'm so drawn to go to skateboard, and yeah. All right, so as I mentioned in the morning, I woke up pretty late. It was 7:20, and it's because yesterday I fell asleep late, right? And now it's, by the way, 8:15, so I'm gonna sleep after this video, which basically means I'm gonna wake up at 5 most likely, not even 5:20. I don't know, I will see. So in the morning after waking up, I needed to do some things regarding my internship, so I spent 1 hour 20 minutes to do that. Afterwards, I went to the gym. I had my Deloitte training, which was fun because I was not tired. I was not really tired after the training. After that, I went home, I had my breakfast, then I prepared a bit for a meeting. I had a meeting, all the stuff took 1 hour 20 minutes more. Then I did everything to procrastinate. I went to have my dinner. I literally decided to cook pasta because I just didn't want to start studying. All right, so and I kept watching the series that I'm watching right now, and it's so weird because even though I watch it in French, even though I almost don't understand anything, still it's so captivating. I cannot fucking stop watching, and that's probably the reason why I never watch series, because once I start, I feel like damn, I want to keep watching. I want to keep watching, and it's so hard. And for me, it's better not to watch those series. But since this one is in French, it's kind of fun because dans certaines façons, je pratique mon français. Yeah, so it's kind of useful for my French. All right. Afterwards, finally, I started studying management. Yes. The problem is that I need to read a book. We have a book, and I need to read. It's not that bad, because I expected it to be boring, and to be and to have way more content to read, but it's not that much, and it's not that boring. Because, for example, a couple of things that I was reading about, for example, about managers, about organization, about managerial, non-managerial types of employees, about the structure, top managers, middle managers, first line managers, yes, first line managers and team leaders. Then the only thing that actually annoys me is difference between between efficiency and effectiveness. I understand it's two different concepts, but when I hear those two, I don't understand the difference instantly. I need to think about them, what each of them means. which is not really good. Then about company sustainability, and by the way, a couple of useful skills which basically make sense because that was mentioned in the book that there are 5 very important skills for job for being like a good manager. It's critical thinking, so purposeful and goal-oriented mindset and thinking that used to define problems, analyze different situations and stuff like that. Then communication, it's effectively sharing information through oral, nonverbal, and written communication to motivate, to persuade, and to share the information with your team. Then collaboration, basically working with others in order to achieve common goal. Knowledge, application, and analysis, which is very true because I remember I came to this conclusion a couple of months ago that learning concepts and applying them effectively, because you don't need only to study information, you need to know how to apply this. And I would say how smart you are defines how good you can internalize that information that you are studying, and in how many cases you can actually apply this. That's what basically defines, I think, how smart you are, something like that. And then social responsibility, which is acting ethically in businesses by considering impact on customers, suppliers, environment, all this stuff. So, and that's it. I think that's pretty much everything. Nothing special. Every evening when I'm sitting and when I think about my day, I think like, bro, I shouldn't have wasted that much time. And so I'm thinking, how could I get rid of this wasting time? Because in total I spent 4 hours 15 minutes to study, and 2 hours 40 of them it was for my internship. And my internship, I don't even consider it as studying because it's something that I need to do mandatory, and something that I need to do mandatory I don't really consider it as studying, so it still takes time. But I mean, what about French? Yeah, I'm watching a series in French. And by the way, that's so ridiculous because over the past 5 years, during the whole my life, I watched only one series, The Money Heist, and now I'm rewatching it in French. Yeah, so I watched only one series and I'm rewatching only one series in French, which is so smart. Alright, probably I should schedule my day for tomorrow. And also, I think there's also a good thing that I heard today about that. For example, every time we focus on the outcome, like I wanna be successful, I wanna this and that, all those things are basically wishes. They are not gonna determine the way you're gonna be acting. And so the only thing that is gonna determine how you're gonna be acting is understanding of what do you need to do, what kind of person you need to become, right? And what would be actually useful to write down the whole day, your perfect day. How do you see your perfect day? What are you gonna be doing? How you're gonna be spending your time? With who you're gonna be spending this time? And I think it would be really beneficial because I already tried to do that and it actually brought me some benefits. But the problem is that I always start writing new notes and I have more than 100 notes in my notes and it's hard to find all the stuff because most of those notes are so long and I have 100 of them. And so when I want to find some information, it's kind of tricky, you know. There's something since 2023, 2024. Yeah. All right. Yeah, probably I should just go to sleep, schedule my day for definitely. I need to schedule, and I need, I think, one or two mandatory things that I'm supposed to execute before I start wasting time or something like that. I know I just should, you know, I don't even need to focus on what am I supposed to do. I need to be focused on what I'm not supposed to do. So I need to write some things that are prohibited. For example, listening to music in the gym is prohibited, let's say, right? And if I cannot listen to music, I'm not gonna listen to anything, or I'm gonna listen to something useful, to some useful content, maybe some audiobooks, to maybe something interesting, who knows, something beneficial, I mean, because normally listening to some audiobooks, it does not only bring me some information, it actually allows me to reflect deeper on my own, because sometimes it's just playing on the background. I don't really listen to that audiobook, but it allows me to think, to dig deeper in my mind, and so I can come out with some interesting ideas. Why it works this way? Because it feels like I have an interlocutor and he talks to me and it gives me some ideas. And I just evolve those ideas in my mind and I have something to share with, something to try to implement, you know. So yeah, well, also I remembered one great quote today. The way you act upon the information you obtain defines what kind of person you become. I'm not sure that it was exact quote, but something like that, and it actually makes so much sense, because no matter what kind of information you're obtaining, no matter what's going on, who is your mentor, what are you watching, if you're not acting upon this information, if you don't know how to act properly, how to make some changes in your life, this information is not gonna help you. And I think I actually struggle with that a little, because I consume a lot of information and not all of that information I apply, which might be a mistake, or I don't know, maybe it seems that I'm not applying all the information. But yeah. And also I noticed it always delayed process. So you cannot actually study something today and become better in your thinking like today. It takes time. Like literally, sometimes I listen to some ideas, I listen to some lectures, you know, to some kind of illuminating content, and afterwards, in a week or 2 weeks, I caught myself with I caught my mind just thinking about that idea that I listened about 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, damn, I understand it way better. Or when I listen again something similar, I feel like, oh yes, I understand it way better. And it always takes time for brain to connect it with some patterns in real life or something like that. I don't actually know how it works. I would genuinely like to learn about this, and probably I should even put it in my notes, because yeah, I have a note with the things I'm gonna be doing when I'm bored, because where is that? Bruh. I'm not sure that I will be able to find this note. Oh yes, here we are. So, oh fuck, it's not, bro. Wait, I wanna find it. Oh, I already see so many useful notes that I forgot about. Damn. I wanna reread everything. Wait, what's that? I have some reflect. Like, look at these. I just have. I found a random note, and I have some kind of reflections here. Why? So people don't come closer to use their full potential not because they're lazy, but because they're unmotivated. Not because they're unmotivated, but because they've never built an internal and external structure that allows them operate at full capacity. Freedom without structure leads to chaos. When it comes to your standards, raise them, then raise them again. Choose the level you want to play at and start behave like you belong there, which by the way makes so much sense because I thought about that. I would really like to make some kind of content, and I think, oh, I don't really want to post it. Why? And when are you gonna be willing to put? Oh yeah, if I hit all my goals, I would be willing to do that. Bro, that's so stupid. Like, that's the point. Like, you don't become confident, you don't, change yourself once you get all the stuff you want to get. You first become that person, grow as a person, and as a result of being this person, you can obtain all the stuff you dream about, luxury cars, this and that. And I think it's so important to understand because, yeah, the arithmetic here is simple. If you manage to improve yourself by just 1% every day for a year, by the end of that year, you will be 37 times better than the person you were at the beginning. Conversely, if you get 1% worse every day for a year, you will practically reach zero. That's why it's so important to study something new every day. It compounds, you become better, and fuck. Alright, I need to read those notes in the morning. I think the first thing I need to do tomorrow, read notes, but I need to be specific about my notes. What kind of notes I need to read, because I have lots of notes, and normally in the morning when I open them, I feel like, oh goddamn. I feel that I don't even know what am I supposed to read. I have too much to read. Yeah, the biggest disservice you can do to yourself is to waste your time. Now that's interesting. That's really interesting. I need somehow to save it. Alright. Yeah, I actually would like to, have one day to go through all my notes, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find lots of ideas, and it's gonna be far. Like, I already see a lot of things that I forgot about. Now, all right, I still didn't. I even forgot what I was looking for initially, and that's the problem. I have so many notes that my attention is stolen instantly. All right, that's it for today. 20 minutes video, bro. I need to go to sleep. So, yes, without being said, day 20, 160, not 20. Only 80 days more. It's less than 3 months. It's the rest of this kind of challenge, but I don't know. It feels like part of my day, so I don't really think that I actually make some endeavor to do this. But yeah. Alright, so without being said, see you in the next one.